Hello student, my name is Shweta Kumari and I'm here to teach you organic chemistry. And yeah, chemistry mainly in this chapter. Today we are dealing with this topic is from the organic chemistry and we are going to learn about the IUPAC names of the organic compounds. Okay, so first of all you understand that this chapter is very important for 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th, all the students, because see, this is a basic thing that you must know if you are learning chemistry, right? See, if you are doing any problem or any question that is coming from the organic part of the chemistry, so there you will have IUPAC name. For example, if I'm saying that 2-methylpropane is getting reacted with any acid, what will be the reaction if it is asked in your exam? So if you don't know what is 2-methylpropane, how you will be able to perform the reaction, how you will understand what will be the reaction, how it will follow, right? So it is very important to know the names and based on the names, what will be the structure of the molecules. You must know that. Okay. So this is very basic thing and I'm just going to explain everything about that. And after this class, you will be very fluent with the IUPAC nomenclature and you will not be confused with the names. Okay. You will not be confused if we should write 2-methylpropane or 3-methylpropane and like mainly you see most of the students are confused in this chapter, but yeah, after this you won't be confused. Okay, so please listen carefully. I request you to please go through all the please try to understand this very carefully. Okay, so in this, first of all, we are going to learn about the rules of nomenclature. Okay, rules of nomenclatures. So what are the rules? First of all, what you need to do is to decide the longest chain. Okay, longest chain. What can be the longest chain now? You will say, then see, if I'm giving you any compound, CH3, CH2, 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 okay, CH3. Now you know this is going to be the longest chain, or this is the longest chain. Try to think which one will be the longest chain. Longest chain will be the one which have maximum number of carbon that are connected to each other in a sequence. Okay, that you need to check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. If you go with the red colored box, then you are getting 6 carbon in a sequence, connected in a sequence. Now if I check for the blue one, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? So see, you just have 5 carbon if you are going with this one, and you have 6 carbon if you're going with the red box. That means your longest chain will be the red box. Okay, so let's write it that we have 6 carbon chain. All right. Now, after selecting the chain, what you need to do? You need to number them. All right. Second point is numbering. All right. So how you can do the numbering, like just let me remove this part because our longest chain is the red box. Okay. So if I'm going to number in this direction, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Now you check this substitution, that if this is acting as a substitution, so this methyl group is substituted at the 4th carbon if you are counting from the left side, and this is attached with the 3rd carbon if you are counting from the right side. All right, that means counting is very important. So what you should take then, which side you will decide to write the numbers, which direction you will go with. So that is depending on the like what all things are present, like if you have any substituent, if you have any functional group, or if you have any Third case can be your bond. All right. So these things are important. So you need to go with the priority. First of all, you need to go with the functional group, then bonds, and then substituent. All right. This must be your priority. So if you have any functional group, try to number it from that side by which you can give the minimum number to the functional group. For example, let's see, I'm taking one molecule, CH3, CH2, CH3, and I'm adding it OH or OH over here, and then CH, CH3. So see, I can write in this way, I can number in this way, 3, 4, 5, and I can also write like this is carbon 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4 and 5. So see, if I'm going in this direction, then fourth carbon, this is OH is attached to the fourth carbon. But if I'm going in this direction, then OH is attached to the second carbon. So which is the least number? That is 2. So you will go with this direction. All right. You will not go with this direction. This numbering will not be preferred. You will prefer this numbering. So this will be your 2OH. All right. Second position. So now numbering is done. Okay. Now you need to name it. Third point, naming. How naming is done then? See, first of all, for naming, you need to write what? First of all, you remember this RSBF. What does it means? This is for the substituent. So first of all, you need to write whatever substituent you have. Second, R stands for the root word. I will tell you one after the other what are all these things. This is for bonds and this is for functional group. Okay. So let's see what are they. So let me write it here. So substituent. Substituent is like whatever thing is connected with the chain. For example, in this example, this methyl group, methyl, this is the substituent. All right. So anything that is connected to the main chain is acting as a substituent if it is not the functional group. I will tell you in detail what are the functional group and what are substituent. We'll go on that in the next lecture. But here you try to understand. See, first of all, substituent is clear, right? Second is root word. What is root word? The root word is depending on the number of carbon in the longest chain. So if you have one carbon in the longest chain, then this will be meth. If you have 2 carbon, then this is eth. If it is 3 carbon, then prop. 4 carbon, then bute. 5 carbon, then pent. 6 carbon hex, and so on. Hept. Hex, and 7 carbon hept, and so on. You go on depending on the number of carbon in the chain. Now, third one we need to discuss about the bonds. How many kinds of bonds are there? I think you know that, right? Single bond, then write the in. After this word, after the root word, you need to add in if you have only the single bonds. If you have double bonds, then in. And if you have triple bonds, then what you need to write? I. All right. So just try to name this compound. First, you need to write about the substituent. Is there any substituent other than the functional group? No. So this part is removed. Okay, we are not writing about anything about the substituent. Second one is R, root word. What is the root word? You have 5 carbons. So for 5 carbons, you need to take pent. Okay, I'm writing the pent. Pent. Now, do you have any double bond or triple bond? No, you just have only single bond. So then in. All right, in. Now you have a functional group. So for functional group, you need to write it at the end. So the name for this group is all. Like you need to add it with the main chain with the suffix that is all. All right. If you have only one functional group, if you have more than one functional group, then again we need to check what is the priority. We need to go through the priority list. But here we have only one, so you just go with the suffix. But if you have more than one functional group, then you will write the one which is having higher priority. You will consider that as a suffix. If you have one more functional group, then you need to take it as a prefix, not the suffix. All right. So this will be, and yes, one more thing. All these things should be written with their number, with numbers. Okay. So pent and pentane. Okay. You don't have any other bond form. So it's just pentane. Now ol is at, like OH is at the second carbon. So you will add 2 after that ol. So this is pentane 2-ol. Or you can just write it as pentanol. If you want to attach them, just remove the E, just remove the N and E and add ol. 2-pentanol. You can say this as 2-pentanol or pent-2-nol. Okay, pentane 2-ol. All right. So this is how we are going to learn about the IUPAC nomenclature. This is the basic rule. And going forward, we are going to look for all the different kinds of functional group. See, I cannot teach everything in one class. So we'll go in next lecture. Okay then, bye bye. Have a nice day. Keep learning. Bye.